In the Philippines, they say a rooster's crow brings the sun. But for 34 men, it brought only darkness. This is a story about a 5 billion peso a month empire, a digital goldmine where luck is supposed to be the only currency. But starting in 2021, the game changed. People weren't just losing money anymore. They were losing their lives. It began with a chilling silence. No ransom notes, no bodies, no DNA evidence. One by one, some of the country's top Sabungeros, cockfighters, stepped into the shadows of arenas like the one in Manila and simply ceased to exist. Their cell phones went dead, their bank accounts froze, their families were left with nothing but a haunting, unbearable silence. Let's go back to April 28th, 2021. The first domino falls. Michael Bautista, a driver and known Sabungero, disappears in Santa Cruz Laguna. His family waits, hoping for a call, for any sign. But the call that comes isn't from him. Soon, similar calls start coming in from all across the region. This wasn't random. These weren't isolated incidents. The men disappearing were masters of the game. They were agents, handlers, and big bettors, men who knew the inside of the cockpit. Take Ricardo John Lasco. A group of armed men, brazenly claiming to be from the National Bureau of Investigation, raided his home in San Pablo. They didn't just take him, they took 10 million pesos in cash and jewelry, leaving his family terrified and confused. The message was clear. This was about more than just a man. It was about control, but the biggest, most shocking blow came in January 2022, the Manila Arena. A single location, a single afternoon. 6 men, 1 van, 6 families destroyed in a matter of hours. The CCTV footage is bone-chilling. It shows them being led out of the arena. They don't look like they're being arrested. There's no struggle, no panic. They look like they're being harvested, calmly, efficiently, and methodically. So, the question is why? Why would these men, experts in their field, be targeted and erased? The answer, as it so often is to follow the money. During the pandemic, with lockdowns in full effect, the traditional cockpits went digital. E-sabong, or online cockfighting, exploded into a 640 million peso a month juggernaut. It was a river of cash flowing through computer screens. But where there's that much money, crime is never far behind. The biggest problem was cloning, pirating the live streams of the matches to steal bets away from the official operators. The syndicates running the show weren't interested in filing a police report. They wanted to send a message. They wanted to make an example out of those they suspected of cheating the system. The public outcry was deafening. The Senate hearings in 2022 were explosive television. Senators like Bato de la Rosa grilled the big bosses, the tycoons behind the e-sabong licenses. The questioning was tough, the denials were firm. But as the cameras rolled and the nation watched, the 34 men remained ghosts. The pressure mounted, and eventually, the entire e-sabong industry was banned. But the damage was already done. 34 families were left in limbo, their lives shattered. For years, the case went cold. The trail of evidence seemed to vanish along with the men. Until June 2025. A whistleblower, an alleged enforcer who claimed he could no longer sleep at night, broke his silence. He gave the National Bureau of Investigation a name that sent chills through the Philippine National Police. Julie Patidongan, also known as Totoy. This whistleblower's confession was horrifying. He told the NBI that the 34 missing men were just the beginning. He described a meticulously planned death squad operation. The victims weren't just killed, they were processed. To avoid the sound of gunshots, they were allegedly strangled with wire. To ensure their bodies would never be found, heavy sandbags were tied to their ankles. And then, the drop. The chosen graveyard was Tail Lake. Its deep volcanic waters are known for their high acidity. The lake was meant to act as a natural solvent, a perfect place to make evidence, and people disappear forever. The killers thought their secret was safe, dissolved into the depths. But they were wrong. In late 2025, a team using advanced sonar technology and highly skilled technical divers began to search the lakebed. And they found what the killers thought was gone forever. They found human remains, bones, fragments of a truth that refused to dissolve. As we speak now in 2026, the court trials are a battlefield. At least 15 police officers have been linked to the disappearance of the Laguna Six. High-profile tycoons who once ran the e-sabong empire are now fighting to avoid life sentences. The blue ribbon investigations that started in the Senate have turned into a full-blown war between the government and the powerful gambling syndicates. The syndicates even tried to buy silence. They allegedly offered the families settlements, millions of pesos to drop the charges, to stop asking questions, to let the story fade away. Most of the families said no, because they knew that 1 million pesos, or even 10 million, can never replace the empty chair at the Noche Buena table. It can't fill the silence left by a husband, a father, or a son. The case of the missing Sabungeros is a dark, cautionary tale. It's a terrifying reminder of what happens when greed is allowed to operate in the dark, unchecked and unrestrained. The cockpits may be closed for now, the apps may be deleted from our phones, but the 34 shadows of these men still haunt the Philippine soil, a permanent stain on the nation's conscience. We may never find all the bodies at the bottom of Taal Lake. Some secrets may be lost to the water forever, but we found the truth. And the truth is, for these 34 men and their families, the game was rigged from the very start. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please share it so that the memory of these men is not forgotten. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into stories that matter.